Hi everyone. Today is today is August the 26th, 2022, and I'm back again dropping off the kids and doing the usual stuff. I know I haven't recorded anything maybe all summer, but I have been writing a lot. Anyways, more on that at the end during the description box and whatnot. Today, I want to talk about something that is a bit of a hot button. Well, lately, almost everything is a hot button, isn't it? The student loan forgiveness thing. So, anyone who has already paid off their student loan, I'm sure feels really gypped by this, right? Anyone who earns more than 150K per year feels gypped by this, right? Because it's like, So I had the foresight to study in a field that will earn me more, and I was responsible enough to pay the whole fracking thing off, and now I don't get a break. What the fuck? I'll just say it. So that makes you angry if you've done the right thing. So I sat with that feeling for a bit, and I'm like, and besides, not just that, who's going to be paying for all this extra stuff, right? Future taxes. So basically, I get to not only do the right thing, study not in what my dream career, whatever my, say I wanted to study something really fluffy that didn't earn me more than 150K per year. And so now I have to, I've already paid for the, paid back the loan, paid back in terms of, following the more mercenary path, let's say. And now I have the privilege of having my children to pay the cost of this extra, handouts that Biden has decided to give out, by them incurring further taxes. How is this fair? So I sat down and thought about it for a while. And then I also, because I always like to entertain, multiple points of view. And then I thought about this story, I don't know if it's in the gospel, it's in the Bible somewhere. It's a story about how there are all these workers, and they're waiting around for the whole day, and then this the early workers who get hired, picked up and at 8 o'clock or so in the morning, they have this contracted amount for the day. And then there's more workers who get hired at 12 in the afternoon. The more workers who get hired and they only end up doing the last 1 hour of work. And at the end, God or Jesus, I don't know the story properly, but they all end up getting paid the same at the end of the day. And I remember listening to the sermon about this gospel, and the priest saying so imagine, how would you feel? How would you feel if you were the worker who was hired at 9? How would you feel? Resentful that, what the heck, this guy only worked 1 hour and got paid the same as I did? And then think about the other person who was basically sitting around in the uncertainty all day, thinking, oh my God, I may not be able to feed my family today. And this was finally, I have what I need to take care of things. And I always thought about that, sort of in the sense of like divine justice, right? And I'm not saying that these sociopathic politicians are in any way close to divine justice, okay? But that gospel, that biblical stuff that I had heard at some point sort of made me think about this in a different way, and to entertain the other side of this point, okay? And so I thought to myself, okay, let's see, because my husband has told me about like some friends of his who they didn't pay their loans for like years and years, okay? And even my husband, he took a while to pay his loans, not overly, not in any sort of delinquency or whatever, but he didn't just pay as he went, so to speak. And I asked him, so like, how much did you pay for your college, or like how, and he told me that it was almost, even though he, did everything like within, I think 3 years or something, he paid off everything. He ended up paying, I think, like he ended up paying 50% more. Okay, so suppose, I'm just giving you like estimated figures, but suppose he took 10,000 as a loan, he ended up paying 15,000 in total. Okay, that's not the real amount, but I'm just saying like 50% more. And that's for doing it in a short timeline. And I'm like, holy shit. So basically, suppose somebody took 100K, they paid 150K to just pay it in 3 years. So all these people who are, in that soup where like they've not been, like they've been making the minimums or whatever for years and years and years, and they make less than 150K per year, the banks have collected a fuckload more. Yeah, I'm not going to mark this YouTube video as anything for kids. So yeah, a fuckload more. The banks have already collected a hell of a lot more than than the loans given out. The colleges and universities, with their little extra grants and whatnot that they get, and their little tax write-offs for being their 503c corps and all that, everybody has made out like a bandit, basically. And the poor chump who is still paying their student loan after finishing college like 10, 20 years ago, that sort of person is paying far, far more than they took as a loan. So I'm thinking, okay, so let me put on the hat of a person who, would qualify for this system. And if I was in that spot, I would probably think, this is the bloody drop in the bucket. I've given you more than 10,000 in the interest itself. Now, of course, okay, like there's still that part of me that says, you signed the dotted line saying that you will pay the thing back. You signed the dotted line saying that, like you agreed to the terms, same as I did, except I honored my terms and you didn't, right? So there's still that edge that comes out. But again, then I want to pull back and say, hold on a second. Okay, I'm saying that I know that side comes out, but what is this really? How is this? Because I'm always thinking about how is this serving the sociopathic powers that be? How is it serving them? Here's how it's serving them. When I think that way towards somebody else who qualifies for this program, that's a divide thing, right? I'm putting myself at odds with them, because that same person could turn around and say, how the fuck dare you, you entitled, creature. And yeah, sure, so so there, like that creates more division. that sort of thinking. And never ever forget that divide and rule is what they are going for. I know this because I've lived it. I grew up in India, and in India we are taught, like from childhood, the policy that the Brits followed in screwing us over was divide and rule. First they divided Hindus against Muslims. Then they, even when leaving, they divided up the country, the Bharat, to India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, whatever. Yeah. So, divide and rule is their agenda. And don't ever go for that. Don't ever go for that. So, yes, I paid my I paid my tuition by taking a job and working a job while I was getting my MBA. I put my dream thing of what I really wanted to do on hold until I saved up enough to do it now in my 40s. I moved to this country with $700 US in December 2000. Okay? So, but I have been very blessed. I have been very fortunate. I have worked hard. I have worked my ass off. If any of you would have heard my schedule from from the time I came to this country, all up to maybe about the year 2015 or 2018, because that's when I began to scale back. I'm like, you know what, that's enough. So if any of you would hear my schedule, because in the meantime, I worked, I had children, and yes, I also was very lucky. I'm also very blessed. I'm very fortunate. I am devout. I do pray, and I try to I try to let the Spirit of Jesus guide me, especially in moments like this where it's where the growlet comes out. Anyways, so I get that side of the pain. I also see the reality of people who would qualify for this and how they don't they're not actually getting any break. And I don't even know how many of these people will actually apply for this program and get any benefit. Because here's the real thing that I think is going on, right? So the government and the Federal Reserve together, they want inflation, okay? And what is inflation? Inflation is too much money chasing too few goods. Never forget that. That's the real definition of inflation. Too much money chasing too few goods. CPI, also known as CPI, is the Consumer Price Index. It's an index basket of adjusted goods. So it's just an index. It is not inflation. It is the outcome of inflation. And they want inflation because inflation erases their debts. I wrote a lengthy article about this, and I provided a link on my Substack, which, by the way, my Substack is free. You can subscribe for free. I'm keeping it free because I want people to know the truth about the monetary system as much as possible. I do not want to put any barriers on this, you want to learn something about money and you have to pay money to learn about it. No. So I write really dense articles, with a lot of research behind it, and I put it up there. And it's free, and you should really, subscribe it, download the article in PDF, read it, highlight it, study it, because I put it all together for you in one spot. Anyways, and my Substack is called 2 Grains of Gold. Yep. Because I said, when people talk about their opinions, they say well, that's just my 2 cents. Well, you know what? No, this is not just my 2 cents. Because my thoughts, my opinions are worth far more than just 2 fucking cents. My views are worth 2 grains of gold. And so that's why I don't say that's just my 2 cents. That's just my 2 grains of gold. So there you go. Okay. Thank you for listening. to my little my view, which hopefully is balanced. Didn't piss anybody off too badly, but whatever. If it does, let me know in the comments. Take care. Bye.